a kitty note. Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome to Astronomy Daily Live, the kitty edition. The kitty edition where she just likes to chew on fingers. And she's relatively speaking, she's very, very gentle. So she likes to chew on fingers, so no problem. See, now she's getting into the chemical here laying on my desk, chewing on the finger again. So, hey, everybody's doing well out there in the universe and the world. Everything good is here.
All right.
And
We have the big, the bad, the bruising Bobby Burgess.
yes.
Well, isn't the lovely, sexy, talented, and William Shatner's favorite Trekkie, Winter?
We've got ADL tonight.
All right. Yay. Got the pink one. Excellent.
Got the pink one, yeah. Their letters don't hold up very well. I'm not happy with their work.
Yeah,
I'm going to write them.
Do that. Yeah, they should last a little longer than
I mean, this shirt's only been washed twice, and I think the letters on it are not really bold, I want everyone to see ADL on my shirt.
Cool. Of course.
Okay.
Right. Well, good. Well, hope everybody's doing well. Things are good here. As you can see, the sun is shining. It is another clear night. It's going to be completely clear. The wind is dying down, and as you can see, the sun is still up here, but it is setting in the west. So yeah, I think I'm going to go one more night of not doing anything with the scope, but tomorrow for sure, because that is when this asteroid is going to be making this near pass thing, and I think I'll be able to get it.
At least get it.
Yeah.
Of course, it isn't going to be clear here. It never is.
It is supposed to be clear here. The only mild concern is the wind, but as far as I know, as far as it being clear here, southeastern Arizona, United States, it's going to be clear.
Now, apparently not in Oklahoma, if you look at what PM said.
Yeah.
Look at that baby.
Oh, who do we have there?
He's a baby. Yes, Mommy's here. There we are. Yes, Mommy's here. Mommy will get you a rhinestone collar. Yes.
Wow, there you go.
His mommy is actually his dad. I'm just actually his brother.
I always knew that there was a little bit of dog in you, Bobby. I knew it. All right. Well, hey, there is becoming quite a stir on the internet about this this Starlink constellation of satellites. All of a sudden, it seems it's dawning on the astronomical community that we're going to have a whole bunch of these up in the sky, and ground-based astronomy, as we know it right now, is is uh, is absolutely doomed. Is absolutely doomed. So yeah, and that is the reality. Um,
Oh, that means I should get rid of my scope, you know?
everybody can just send me their telescopes now, and because you just won't need them. So just send them along over here, and I'll make sure that they are properly disposed of.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, it is a real problem, and flying over our skies right now is a perfect example of that problem. Um, there are going to be thousands and thousands and thousands of these things zipping around, um, and the thing of it is, it doesn't matter if they're being lit up by the sun or if they're in Earth's shadow. Both of those scenarios pose a problem when you're trying to collect data. Um, so 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 yeah, but yeah, it's just kind of funny because I've been talking about this for years. I mean, ever since I heard of this first um, uh, you know constellation thing with like GPS and um, and other constellation satellites and stuff. And I realized back then that it's like, wow, if you have a lot of these up there, it's going to ruin everything. But yeah, I think it's finally sort of dawning on at least some members of the astronomical community that this is a big, big, big problem. And in fact, uh, I'm going to go so far as to say that this is yet another reason to have an observatory on the moon, because you don't have any satellites there, at least not yet. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting problem. I want to see this thing before it sort of dissipates. The pictures I've seen of it, it's just absolutely fabulous, and I definitely want to see that. So um,
So,
I
so how many people like voice their criticism on Starlink?
a lot of people have. There's been a general gnashing of the teeth, for sure, because they realize upon looking at this train of of very, very bright, sometimes objects in the sky moving across the sky. I mean, they're going to disperse, so I mean, it's not going to be that kind of concentration, but we're going to have thousands of these things. That was 60 of them, and it's already. I mean, from one perspective, that's a mess already, and they want to put up tens of thousands of these things. Yeah, I think it's going to completely destroy ground-based astronomy, or at least change it. You're going to have to come up with some way of knowing if a satellite is going to pass through your field of view while you're collecting your data or taking your photograph or whatever. And yeah, you may not, long exposure photography, not gonna happen ever again. Yeah, it's bad news. It's bad news. So, but anyway, uh, being aware of these things, might stir some action. I don't know. I don't know what can be done at this point, because I don't know about you, but I would love to have gigabit Wi-Fi here. I mean, I would definitely pay for it, for sure. So, and I think a lot of people around the planet are going to want that too. Millions and millions and millions and millions, hundreds of millions of people are going to want it.
Sure, sure they will.
Yep. So it is not going to just go away because some astronomers protest.
No.
Nope, not at all.
No,
not
astronomers won't carry the day on this one.
Yep.
There's too high a demand for bandwidth and too much spreading of the net. I mean,
yep.
you know, everybody's doing it, and everybody isn't doing ground-based astronomy.
Yep.
Much as some of us would like to, you know.
I'm gonna like do a quick break and stuff, and I'll be right back.
Okie dokie, Bobby.
You may.
Yeah.
You may go now. Cheers.
You have my permission.
Yeah.
Right, there he goes.
He's gone.
Gone. All right, but yeah, it is. I think it's really going to change ground-based astronomy. I predict that it's going to. Wow, it's going to slow it down. And the really sad thing about that, and I don't know how these two things are timed, but LSST is coming online soon, mid I want to say like 2024, 2025, something like that. And that is the same timeline as the satellites. So it's like, you know, you're going to have this incredibly sensitive instrument looking at portions of the sky for long periods of time. It's all they're going to see is streaks. All they're going to see.
Yeah.
They're not going to be able to pick up much of anything.
Your cat wants out.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Well, get up and serve him. It's your job.
Well,
hey, that's it.
I think that she can hang in here. I think she'll be all right. If she starts climbing the walls, I will.
All right. If she pees on the floor, it's your fault. Don't punish her.
It's very, very true. Very true.
You hear that, honey? You can pee on the floor.
Yeah. All right. Hold on. Come on, let's go.
Gotta let the cat out, man. If any of the pets I ever owned, when they asked for something, they got it pronto, boy. I didn't want any peeing on the floor.
Yes, Atta is right. Have to listen.
You do.
So yeah.
Because I know cats real well. I don't just like cats. Cats realize when they meet me that I'm just not somebody who likes cats at all. I am a cat worshiper. I will give them anything they want, you know, and they know this.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, we're exactly the same way. We just having been around them as much as we have, we really are pretty tuned into them. So and they're you know, they are highly evolved, right? They have figured out how to just have the best possible life that you could possibly have. They have worked that out, and they are, you know, doing it, and they know it, and they know
some are more successful at that than others. I used to work at the Humane Society, and I saw some cats that didn't have very successful lives.
Yes,
very sad.
this is
The people I wanted to
very, very true.
euthanize were their owners.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I did. I mean, I'm sorry, but well, in any event,
Yep,
back
absolutely.
on this satellite thing,
Absolutely.
I think the satellites are going to win. I mean, I'm sorry, but there's just too much pressure.
Yep.
The interests of astronomers are going to be pretty slim in comparison.
Zero.
Yeah, pretty
Zero.
slim.
Anta, you go to church every Sunday?
Do I go to church?
Yeah.
Well, no, not every Sunday. No, I don't.
Oh, come on. You got, yeah, I mean, yeah, like, gotta go every Sunday. You can't escape the work of the Lord. I just had to get my church clothes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, because tomorrow is Sunday, which also reminds me, it is Hearts of Space Day as well. Every single Sunday from midnight to midnight, I think it's Pacific time. They make the current week's show free and available to play. Now, the only thing that you have to do is you have to sign up. So there's always a cost. You have to give your name away.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. $9 for 3 months is pretty darn good.
Yeah, they have these packages that you can get that offer you different levels of like accessibility to the sound.
If I recall correctly, basic only gives you the weekly show, while I think standard gives you not only the weekly show, but you could also have all the programming you want. But the full package allows you to have both and also listen to albums at your desire.
Right. Yeah. Illogical. Totally illogical.
Most illogical by butt.
That's just not my fault. That just.
That's not your fault. No.
No, it isn't. These things just go off every once in a while. I never know what it's going to say.
I wonder if Bones ever said this over my dead body, Jim.
Over my dead body, Jim. I think he did. He probably did. Page Master knew that.
It's sort of like your the things that are saying that sort of has like Tourette's or something, and they just blurt out whatever they want to say, whenever they want to say it.
I don't know. The only way I can stop is to take his battery out.
Yeah.
No, not that.
Oh my gosh! I think when I was a kid, I wanted a Furby, and then like maybe a year in, I was like, throw that son of a gun away. I hate it.
Yeah.
So I've posted a couple of new things about the asteroid. That one, it actually passed closest to us about 3 hours ago or so. So it's now moving away from us. But it's actually going to be brightest tomorrow night. So that's just how angles and who knows what goes. But I've made my charts that I'm going to use to locate this bad boy. Maybe I'll just show those off really quick. So share the screen. Hide that away, and I posted these over to the Discord server. So actually this is probably the better of the two. So this over here on the left, and I don't know if I can. Yeah, that actually looks a little bit better. So here over on the left, you can see that I've got a red dot right here, and then a purple box around that. The red dot is the location of the asteroid, at 3:30 UTC. So that's 8:30 p.m. my local time. So this is going to be nice because it's actually going to be sort of close to this bright star there. So that'll be nice, and I'll actually be able to use that bright star um, in the photometric analysis because supposedly, the brightness of the asteroid is slightly changing because it's tumbling, but the brightness of the star probably isn't going to change. So I can just compare the brightnesses here and see if there's a difference over time. So this is where it's going to be at 3:30 UTC. 30 minutes later, at 4 hours UTC, it's going to be way up here. So I hope that you can see, here's that same bright star here. Do you see how it's there's sort of two faint stars next to it? You see that? So you start to sort of see the pattern here. And if you go off this way, you can see these two stars over here. So there. So this is where it is at 3:30. This is where it is at 4. So it is moving. It is moving really, really, really fast. These are 1/2 degree marks. So this thing in half an hour um, has moved close to half a degree. It's going to be pretty amazing. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to see it. But this is sort of the environment I'm going to be in when I start and almost when I finish. I think I might be able to go another 15 minutes or so after this. So I'm going to end up over there somewhere. But for at least a little bit of this, I'll have this nice bright star as a reference. So that'll be nice. So that's the plan. The only thing I think stopping me at this point is wind. If it's too windy, then it isn't gonna work. But otherwise it's going to be an interesting, very interesting test, and something I've never done before. And
now, if there's anything, that's all. That's all for the asteroid, right?
that's all for the asteroid.
All right. How obsessed are you is your when you want to do art? I know you was into data art, but how good are you in art?
How good how good am I at art?
Yes.
Like what kind of art? Like
Well,
drawing,
like painting. Yeah, painting.
Um, I've never done it, so I don't know. I don't know
How
if
good am I at art?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm really good at art. I can paint pictures of people. I'm not kidding you. My natural birth talent was not science. It was actually art. I was drawing stick figures of people when I was 4 years old that looked like them, not just the circles and the thing.
If I can request some screen time, I like to show you something.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Ready?
Yes.
Okay. So this is a local senior grad student. So she just graduated. On her senior prom, she actually, they say it was tradition for seniors to wear white. Now she got the dress, but what to do with the dress is a whole new different story. So take a look at this. And this is what she did. She did Vincent Van Gogh, Starry Night.
Oh, very cool.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, I love it. What a clever idea.
Yes,
Very
she
nice.
actually painted that dress.
Wow.
And and I think they were wowed about it. I think we was wowed about it too.
I mean, that's terrific. Not only is it really out of the box thinking, I mean, obviously this kid's a pretty good artist. To copy Van Gogh that well, I can recognize it easily, even in this situation.
Yep.
But that's sort of out of the box thinking to think about doing it that way. Gosh,
Yeah.
gives me faith in the younger generation, and I can use all I can get.
And that's
You know,
it. And
yeah.
my leader also taught her as well. My church leader at the church.
Cool.
Oh boy,
Very cool.
Yeah.
oh, kid's very good.
And she did herself a good job. I think they were wowed at the prom.
Oh, I'll bet so. I certainly would have been. I mean, she's a very talented artist. I hope she can get a job in that area. It's not that easy. There's a lot of competition.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons I elected to take my analytical side and go the science route. Not something I regretted, by the way. A scientific education has allowed me to appreciate the universe in which I live in the way that most people can't. It has made my life larger and richer and better. I don't regret 1 minute of it. But I must say, my initial choice to go into science for a living was money. I'm like Heinlein on that score.
Just like Heinlein.
It is for money,
man.
you know. Just let's crank out a little science and get the big paycheck, you know.
Yeah. Well, and you know, there is nothing wrong with that. I think scientific pursuit is a noble cause, and should be you know, we need to keep the scientists happy, I think. So
Well, I don't think
you know,
we keep them anywhere near as happy as they ought to be. Speaking as a former research scientist who, you know, decided she had to go practice patent law to make enough money, they don't pay scientists enough. They don't pay them near what they're worth.
yeah, I think that maybe what you might be talking about, like postdocs.
No, actually, I'm talking about industrial scientists. Because that's what I was. I mean, I was an industrial scientist. And I'm not talking about my salary, because it was obviously lower when I started working, because women's salaries back then were vastly different from males. No, I'm talking about the real salary in the profession. And I didn't think it was nearly what scientists were actually worth. But, you know, hey, what do I know? But I mean, when I saw managers who couldn't do crap, they were managers because they couldn't make it as scientists, and they got paid more money. I'm sorry, I had a hard time with that.
Yeah.
And
well,
I think pay equality wasn't a thing back in the day too.
Nope, it wasn't. But that's, hey, you know. But it's, still, at science, I could do better than I was going to do in the traditional female professions.
Now, now, were you pro equal rights amendment or anti equal rights amendment?
No, I was okay with equal rights, needless to say. You know, I wasn't very political one way or the other, to tell you the truth. I was okay for equal rights as long as you realize that with equal rights come equal responsibilities. That's a very important part that seems to have been missed along the way somewhere.
Yeah, that gets missed way too often.
I think as long as that's realized, that everything isn't just gravy, you know, it's just I
Now,
remember
do you
having,
think America would be great if the ERA did pass?
and I don't think I understand. America would be great if the Equal Rights Amendment, what?
Passed.
Passed.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, I don't think that's what makes America great. I don't think you can legislate. You can try, but I don't think you can really legislate people's attitudes.
Pretty hard.
You can't. You can say, well, if you don't accept this particular kind of individual, it's against the law, and maybe you'll get punished. But you're not really going to change their attitudes that way. Attitudes change slowly culturally.
Yep.
I mean, when I
Yeah.
started working, I worked in an environment that was largely male, and needless to say, it was a teensy bit hostile. That's putting it mildly. I would walk in a room and I would get the looks like, oh my God, you know. But I will say this for the guys. I'm going to give them credit for this. Once you proved you could do the job, you got the respect. And I've said this to women who gripe and moan and scream about, oh, how tough it is. I said, well, my experience was, yeah, I had to work a little harder at first, but not only did I get the respect once I proved I could solve their fluid flow problem at the plant or whatever I was working on at the time, not only did I get the respect, but my God, they treated me like I was a superstar. I think I got more credit than I deserved because they were all so surprised that you could actually do this. You know? Now, I think a lot of women's science. What's the lady's name? I'm sorry. This is one of the problems older people have. I forget names. Remember the lady who didn't get the Nobel Prize, the astronomer, and she finally got it years later?
Oh, yeah.
You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
No, shut up.
I'm not, no, nothing.
But she handled this so graciously. I mean, okay, she didn't get the Nobel Prize when she should have gotten it, but she was able to be a working astronomer all of her life. She's enjoyed what she was doing. She got, and many people, even at the time, including a lot of guys, thought she should have gotten the Nobel Prize, not her major professor. But there wasn't anything they could do about it. But they were very happy when she did get it.
Right.
But her attitude was, look, I've had a good life. I don't need the money. She ended up donating it to charity.
Right.
There was no bitterness in her. I thought, no, this woman's really a scientist. She's doing what she wants to do. She's practicing her science that she loves. And she really doesn't care about the rest of this petty crap.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking it up right now. It was pretty recent, right?
Yes.
Yeah. If there was a movie, now let's go to movie wise when we talk about awards. If there ever was a movie that should have been motion picture of the year one year, it would be The Wrestler.
The Wrestler? Aha!
Yeah. I think it was some dude that wrestled. It was about some dude that wrestled all his life, and I think he did one fatal move and it killed him.
That was, oh, all right. That wasn't on. No, that wasn't Andre the Giant.
I think the one who played the wrestler was Mickey Rowe.
Okay.
Yeah. When was the original Nobel Prize? Because isn't that how that went? Is that he was awarded it?
Yeah, her professor was awarded. She discovered it when she was in graduate school. Her professor was awarded it.
When was that?
Geez. Oh, it was a long time ago. God, it must have been 20 years ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm. thinking too. So
I just
I don't.
can't remember her name. I can see her face. But
Yeah,
what
yeah.
impressed me was how gracefully she handled this. There was no bitterness. She cares only about her science and practicing her science. She doesn't care about all the political BS or even anybody else's approval. She is as a pure searcher for truth. Amen to that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what a scientist should be.
Right. At least publicly. Right.
Oh my God.
Yeah, fook you, B. Fook you. Get out of here.
What kind of horrible person is that? Those people always amaze me, people online. I think, what is your problem?
Wow, good one.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and thank you, Page Master. I didn't know it was based on Jake the Snake Roberts story. Yeah, I even watched his documentary one time, and yeah, he did have a bad life and stuff, but he
Page
came
Master
around.
is so amazing. I mean, the stuff this guy comes up with. Page Master, you should consider going on Jeopardy or something. You'd become a gazillionaire.
I totally agree.
Go on one of these shows where they ask you crazy questions.
Yeah,
God.
I don't think I'm gonna be good on Jeopardy and stuff. I general knowledge, maybe something that probably will throw my mind in the loop. But yeah.
Now,
Right.
Master has such a broad knowledge of so many things, and this is the kind of person that tends to do well at Trivial Pursuit, you know.
Very, very true. All right. Well, cheers to that.
Yeah. Up with science and the pure search for truth. Amen.
Yeah. And let's make sure that both halves of the population are making equal contributions. How about that?
And usually they do. One of the things I liked about patent law, I practiced patent law for many years, and I got to see some of the best industrial science in the world because by the time things got to me, they were viewed as important enough to get patent coverage on,
Right.
from an industrial point of view. I mean, I worked with the guy who developed Blu-ray technology, superconductivity, I mean, all this stuff. And the thing I loved about patent law as opposed to Thomas Strickland.
Hey, we like to welcome Charles Small. The Nobel winner was Donald
Strickland. Yes, yes.
Donna Strickland. Okay.
Yes, I remember it now. Thank you very much, Charles. Thank you.
Charles Small.
Yes, and I think Charles Small is a regular on Earth Radio.
All right.
Excellent.
Earth Radio.
Yeah, which did his 2000 show, but I missed it.
Oh, wow.
But he's going to make it up for me over the weekend. You get to express your boys about how you love Earth Radio. How good is it? How do you like it? How do you got there? You get the boys to express it.
Oh, all right.
Very, very cool.
I am as a listener. I mean, I just listen. I'll string my antenna outside and, fire up.
Well, this is internet radio, Alta, so you won't be able to get it on regular radio. It's on Mixler.com.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Yeah.
Mixler.com.
Thank you again, Charles. Appreciate that. Jogged the old memory.
Yeah. I mean, people need their due, and gee whiz, who cares what gender? Come on.
That's silly.
That's the silliest thing I've ever heard of.
I agree with Gene Roddenberry on this one, that if we can't learn to appreciate the differences among us all, not just sexual, but religious and color and all those wonderful things that make the human race so interesting as animals come and go. If we can't learn to appreciate those, we don't even deserve to be in outer space.
Yeah.
and be exposed to the diversity out there.
Oh yeah, we're never going to make it out there because
No, we won't.
yeah, yeah.
I
Thank you.
think Page Master put something
Oh,
like
thank
that.
you, Paige. Yeah, thank you, Paige Master. Here's Donald Strickland's thesis from 1988.
Let's
It'll be a good time to look at that.
yeah, why don't we take a look at that?
Take a look at that.
Maybe there will be pictures. I hope so.
Yeah. And, oh yeah,
Let me see here.
Hmm.
It's going to be highly mathematical.
So, development of an ultra bright laser and an application to multi-photon ionization.
I'm looking.
And I have
yeah.
absolutely no idea what multi-photon ionization is.
This is largely a mathematical treatise, I think. I'm just whipping through it.
Now, if you are talented, can you do something like this next time you see an idiot? You are out of here! Can you do
really
that?
wonder
Or
what
and Cosmic can do that?
What can I do?
Well, now the way you gotta do it is you gotta do like this. You are out of here.
I have to do that?
Well,
Is that kind of like a Donald Trump "you're fired" thing?
well, it's a way how like
You're fired.
wrestling officials has to throw managers or spectators from ringside into the back.
I see. All right.
Yeah, but that's at a wrestling meet. I certainly wouldn't want to get people mad at a wrestling match. Good heavens, you could be killed.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're talking about amplifiers. Is there a, I didn't see a table of contents here. It just goes right
It's in there. There is one.
Oh, is there? Okay.
Yeah, there is. I just leafed through them.
So there's the abstract. Nice long abstract.
I was leafing through it on another tab, and I saw the table of contents.
Here we go.
Yeah.
So a review of intense laser sources, multi-photon multiple ionization experiments. Holy moly.
Holy cow.
Non-resonant MPI results. Don't have a clue. Pulse compression. Don't have a clue. Yeah, wow. This is way beyond the scope of this.
Very heavy stuff.
This short brain. There's some figures. All right, so there are some pictures. Yay.
Yeah, but they're mostly graphs.
Okay. Oh wow, there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Here we go. The ability to produce laser intensities greater than 10 to the 18th watt per cubic centimeter. Wow, that seems like a lot. So
yeah, rest in peace, Nightbot.
Nightbot is not responding today.
No, I just did it on topic command. And we just want to let everybody know this is more confidentially for astronomy, space, technology and space and all that. So thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Bobby.
If you can't accept that, then I got 2 words for you. Suck it!
Thank you, Bobby.
Did you not know you get in trouble for doing what DX did back in the 90s? Like, they do like this and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I heard you get that in trouble now while you're at school.
All right. Well, there are some plots and stuff here, but yeah, I think this is way beyond.
Yeah, this is pretty deep and heavily mathematical.
This is pretty heavy. I'm not really seeing a lot of mathematics per se,
You will.
but there's a lot of computation going on here and explanation. Okay, so the mathematics is coming.
I think so. I just flipped through it
Mhm.
on another
Okay.
page I had open on Chrome and saw a good bit of it.
Laser intensity versus number of ions. Huh. Don't know what that means. I sure like to look at these things, though. It's just a little bit of fun. Number of photons absorbed versus threshold laser intensity in logarithmic watts per centimeter squared. This is like 10 to the 15th up here. That seems like a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure, of course. Huh. Okay. Fascinating. Just absolutely fascinating.
It's
Makes you
funny
want
how
to think
that.
makes you want to think I should go to Pennsylvania and punt that slug toy out the window.
Oh,
Oh no,
he'll behave himself.
not my
Sort of.
baby. Oh,
Okay. Well, I'm not seeing much of anything here. This is just a lot of moderately interesting things, I guess. But yeah, this is a PhD dissertation. So this has taken this individual years and years and years of you know
yep.
collecting data, doing the analysis, trying to understand what they're seeing, and on and on and on. Just lots and lots of work. So this is at least, 2 or 3 good solid years of work. Most of
Yep.
these. So that's highly commendable. Anybody who can do this, definitely deserves an award.
I mean, yeah. What
Yeah.
is wrong? What's wrong with those types of people back in the day?
Well, I don't know enough about that area to tell you that the thesis was actually the same thing she discovered, or her thesis wasn't necessarily what she got the Nobel Prize for.
Okay. Right.
It may have,
Right.
I think it was just a discovery she made
Yeah.
while she was working.
Huh. Yeah, and I guess it has something to do with high intensity, ultra short optical pulses.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm I really have absolutely no idea what kind of application that would be for. Um,
I don't know either.
but this is what the Nobel Prize was for, and this is her
Here we go.
um, dissertation,
So Donald
which I think.
Strickland won the Nobel Prize for turf pulse amplification.
Yeah, so I mean that really looks like what
So
what
looks
her
like
dissertation was.
makes you want to think you might want to sue the if what you said was true about that type of paper. Do you think Donna would have sued her professor or what?
Oh no, she didn't do that. Or wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
No, she just didn't. There just wasn't any anger or bitterness in her.
Because
Yeah.
I think a lot of people can get sued because it was somebody's idea, but he changed it for something else, and they saw his idea. That's how the
She
Facebook
could have sued him.
lawsuit came into play.
Oh, she definitely could have sued him, but she didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, those kinds of
Thanks,
things,
Paige.
you do have to you decide where's the line in the sand, and say that this kind of thing has to end. And no, I mean she she did exactly the right thing in just being really, really nice about.
Oh yeah,
You
she took the high road, made him look like an idiot.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I mean, if I mean she.
Okay, so CPA for lasers was introduced by Donald Strickland and Jerome Monroe of the University of Rochester in the mid 1980s for work they for which they received the Nobel Prize in Physics in 2018.
2018, yeah.
Yeah, and then
I'm guessing.
she was
I'm
added on. All right,
Yeah, because
yeah.
she didn't get it originally.
right.
She definitely
So
didn't get it originally.
so yeah, that's why sometimes I wish Leonardo DiCaprio will win an Oscar for sure.
Yeah.
Perhaps. Anyway, so yeah, all right. Well, good. I'm glad that people who do the work are being recognized for their work. It has nothing to do with gender at all.
Oh.
No, that's just a
I mean,
silly thing.
scientific truth doesn't have a sex. A lot of things don't.
Yeah, and I mean, you've got to wonder where that comes from. Because I mean, I mean, in a very real sense, it's sort of both our fault, right?
Yeah.
Um, because us guys
Yeah.
are, I
I
don't know,
think
so
Charles Morrow said that may be true. Or it is true. The good thing about science is that we can make a rational evaluation from the data.
Yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah.
even that's hard too, because our senses are so limited, and our perspectives are so limited
Uh,
that
um,
I
if
mean,
there was a place that you went back in your high school days, like in those field trips, that you love to go back, is actually in Cocotree, Louisiana. It's called the Louisiana Marine Observatory Center,
hmm,
or LUMCOM. And they study like a tropical fish at the Gulf. They even look at the waterways and stuff.
wow,
We rode on a trawling boat and we canoed.
wow,
Oh, cool.
canoed in the Gulf of Mexico.
Now we canoe like in the they usually have like those highway like things on the water that we can easily canoe on, and then we'll do some research there. I
Oh,
think post Katrina in the junior year we canoe first, and we saw a heck of a lot of dead fish.
Yeah.
huh, huh,
Yeah,
yeah, well,
it
I guess
was
that makes sense.
one heck of a mess that we went to.
Yeah, wow. All
Boy,
right,
I
well,
bet the smell was overwhelming. Oh.
yeah, I'll bet.
Yeah, and that was like after Katrina and Rita came, because I was a junior when Katrina and Rita came. We almost didn't even have homecoming, the game, or the dance at my junior year.
Yeah, well, it's that was around like August 25th or something like that, right?
I think you're pretty much right,
25th,
because
26th, something like
like
that.
between August and September
Yeah,
with Katrina and Rita.
yeah, yeah. All right. Well, I have actually been asked to end this live stream a little bit early, and I'm looking at the time and I'm sort of being like, well, we could do something short and sweet for the next 5 minutes, but there's not a lot of short and sweet here. So so yeah, I think that it's about time to get on out of here for today. So I definitely will be back again tomorrow, talking more astronomical things, spacey things, sciencey things. But yeah, I'm going to be itching to get out, so I'm probably going to end that a little early as well, because I'm going to have to set up the scope and everything and make sure that it's cooled down and all of that. So
You're not going to have time for any cows and stuff, huh?
I'm not going to have any time for what?
Calibrations.
No, I don't need any. I'm good with the cows. So yeah, I'll be using the green filter, and that's close to the Johnson V filter. So yeah, I think that'll work out just fine. So all right, everybody. Well, until then, I'm going to get out of here for now. I'll tell you, you're not going to turn into a pumpkin yet. So that is very, very nice. So peace, cheers, and all that, everybody. Thumbs up if you so desire. Spread the word. Live long and prosper. Take care, everybody. I will see you. I will see you on the spin. Just one little spin. Hold on to your hats. Okay. Bye.